One question we didn't get to before the break that I'm curious about. John Wall made a little bit of news this week saying NBA players are too friendly. Now, Kaz countered and made a really great point that even when you were doing your thing, y'all were golfing with one another and the whole shebang. What are your thoughts?
Hey, some of my best friends played on other teams. I know, Webb played with me, but when he got traded, that didn't stop us from being friends. He was still my guy. I'm Billy Owens, Chris Gatlin, Nelly broke up a good team, but those guys remain my friends to this day. So I understand why the guys hang out. We just didn't hang out and make it, you got social media now. It's more public. Guys are putting stuff on the internet so you can see it more. Back then, we didn't have that, so we hung out, but you didn't necessarily see it or find out about it.
And it's great to hear because obviously, man, we know that you played hard for the New York Knicks. We know you left it on the floor every day at the Garden. And obviously it took us to, it was the first time I got to see you guys go to the finals as a sort of teenager. So New York is always going to have love for you, man. Always. So what's it like being able to be one of those few Knicks that walk around like, yeah, man, I could go to the Garden. I'll never got to buy a drink. I ain't never got to buy food. Like, you got that New York love. It's different than other cities, ain't it?
It's very different. And I tell people that all the time. New York fans are the most knowledgeable fans on the planet. And just to be embraced by the New York fan base is a special thing to me. And that's why I tried to go out and play with 100% intensity every night out, just to show them how much I appreciated them. And I'm glad they were able to appreciate my efforts on the court.
When's the last time you had to pay for your own drink in New York?
Not in a while. I'll put it that way.
So look, but on that note, Spree, you got to give us the moment, and maybe it is the run to the finals, but is there a specific moment that you will never forget from your playing days in the Garden? Maybe it wasn't a game. Maybe it was just a team activity.
Well, it was a couple. The first preseason game we played, I think I maybe had 6 points or 4 points in the first half. Didn't really have a good half, but then came out in the second half, and then I just got hot and I lit it up. I was on the roll. I think I hit 25 in the second half, and Jeff even took me out early. So, I just remember how the Garden was going crazy. They actually got to see me do my thing for the first time, even though it was a preseason game. So that sticks out to me. And also when we won the Eastern Conference Finals in '99, obviously running around the Garden with that towel over my head, interacting with fans on the baseline and just waving and giving high fives. I'll never forget that as well.
Aw,
good old days. Good old days, man. Do you still keep up with any of those guys from that special New York Knicks team in the early 2000s?
Well, LJ and Allen's around, John Wallace, Marcus, so yeah, we keep in touch. Guys stay in touch with each other. And, we still remain friends. Like I said, the NBA is a fraternity. Most of the guys you play with and against, they're your brothers, and you want them to be fine in life and do well afterwards.
All right, Spree, the 18th is we set the stage for the NBA draft as the next class of NBA players get selected. You went 24th. Kind of quietly back in '92. What do you remember of draft week, and what would be your advice to the players preparing for the draft?
I just remember how nervous I was, not knowing where you were going to go. And then you just see guys coming off the board that are two guards as well, because that's my position. And I think maybe 3, 4, 5 guys that played my position went ahead of me. And I'm just wondering, wow, am I going to end up in the second round or late first round? So you're just nervous. And I think once you get drafted, though, and you know you're going to make it, for me, I just did everything I could to stay in shape and to get up shots to get myself ready for a grind in the NBA, because that's what it's all about. You work your whole life to get to that point. So I didn't want to come to training camp not ready. So I just my advice would be to make sure you're in great shape and get up as many shots as you can to try to better yourself as much as you can.
Man, once upon a time that would seem like such simple advice, but 2020 has made that very complicated, as we realized lots of NBA players didn't even have basketball rims at their homes.
That part.
All right, Spree, it's game time now, though, and I love a good game. Woo! All right, it's time to go on a shopping spree with Latrell Sprewell. Kaz and I have a list of things. Kaz is going to say something, or I'm going to say something. We'll both take our guess whether or not you have it, then you can give us an answer. Kaz, would you like to start?
Yeah, let's kick it off, man. The first object I have in your house, Spree. Do you have a Keurig coffee machine? Monica, what is your guess?
I say no. I feel like you don't drink coffee, Spree.
What's the answer,
And
Spree?
ding, 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 you're right. No coffee for me.
See,
I feel like you hyped up enough already.
I have a sense about my fellow non-coffee people. I'll do it on occasion, but not really.
I don't need the coffee, man. I don't need the coffee. I
See?
still got plenty of energy.
There you
There you go.
All right, so I'm going off of the scripted list. Kaz, do you think Spree has in his house some black hair care products, Shea Moisture, cocoa butter, something designed specifically for his coily coif?
I was gonna go you either got some pink moisturizer, some Let's Jam maybe, maybe what? I'm assuming it's the pink moisturizer, right? Do you have pink moisturizer in the crib to take care of the locks?
It's not pink moisturizer, but of course I got something to keep my hair all nice and moist. Got to. I got the dreads, yo. You can't let them get all dried out.
Well, let us know what product you putting in there, man. Is it all natural? What we got in there?
I have to go get it for you, but I'll have it next time. But I definitely got it. It's not that pink stuff we used to use back in the day, though.
Kaz, clearly, Spree, Kaz is super stuck in that.
Listen. Me and my sporting waves have gotten along just fine in the past couple of years.
Kaz is super stuck in 1999, thinking of that Knicks finals team with the pink moisturizer. I don't even know if they still make that. Anyway,
shout out to S Curl, man. I hope they still make that.
There you go.
Kaz, do we think that Spree has any jersey in his house other than his own? Any other NBA player's jersey? I say yes.
I'm going to go yes. I think Spree tipped his cap already, saying he still kicks it with C-Web and John Wallace and LJ. I'm sure there's been some jersey exchanges. Spree, what's the answer? What we got?
Yeah, definitely some jersey exchanges. You know, you admire these guys, so you definitely want their jersey. They're your brothers, like you said. Not only jerseys, you know, I got shoes signed by Michael Jordan when I had a chance and stuff like that. LJ, I actually got a pair of LJ shoes when he was at Charlotte. So, yeah, you definitely got some memorabilia from those guys.
Yeah, man. Nice. Shout out to Grandmama. Love those. Last question.
Big L.
Yes, sir. Last question. I'm going to go ahead and guess cheese popcorn. All right? Cheese popcorn. Is that something that is in the Sprewell house? Monica, what's your thoughts?
No. Just because no.
I've always been a kettle corn guy. I never like butter and cheese. None of that. What about you, Spree? What we got?
Well, you got to try this thing called Smart Balance. It's a white cheddar popcorn, and it's amazing. And not only that, I'm from Wisconsin, so I'm a cheesehead. So you know I love the cheese.
That's a good point. I didn't think about white cheddar popcorn. I was just thinking about the orangey, cheesy looking.
Well, if you had,
I was thinking Cheetos.
No, it gets your hands too messy.
All right, Spree. Well, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Let us know what hair care products you recommend for Kaz and I. We can't wait to see you back here as one of our NBA contributors. Stay well, my friend, and we look forward to chatting next week.
Thank you for having me. I'll see you next week. You guys, I enjoy the show. Looking forward to it.